I'm cracking out the cozy cardigan because it's the end of October. Christmas is only like 2 months away, okay? Hey Spuds, what's up? It's Jamie, welcome back to another video, your first video on the channel. I don't know, but welcome either way, and today we are looking at even more examples, yes, there are even more examples, of men who should just not write about women or write women characters because they do it incredibly bad. Can't think of another word for it. It's just bad, terrible, awful, uncomfortable, misogynistic. And so today we're just going to read through some of them together. I hope you're going to enjoy laughing and despairing at many of these examples with me. So let's just crack on with it, shall we? Suddenly, she remembered reading somewhere that motherly women with large breasts were often attracted to clumsy, untidy men. And she became conscious of her. What did she become conscious of? I need the cliffhanger resolved. But yes, being motherly and large-chested, that determines the type of person you're attracted to. Motherly equals attracted to clumsy. Large breasts equals attracted to untidy. What was she doing to suddenly just have this thought process? Fascinating, and I questioned the validity of what she read. After a long pause on the other end, Jasmine says, "Road trip. Road trip," Brenda hollers back. Not heard the word holler in a while. Then they are chanting it while the three kids bawl in Brenda's Sanford apartment, and at least one, maybe two, are bawling in Jasmine's North Berwick apartment. Berwick or Buick? How do I pronounce that? Don't laugh at me. These are the fat women nobody wants to see when they're on the streets. The ones no guy wants to pick up in the bar unless the hour is late and the mood is drunk and there's nobody better in sight. Ew. What men think when they're drunk, Brenda and Jasmine both know this, is that thunder thighs are better than no thighs at all, especially at closing time. They went to high school together in Mars Hill and now they're downstate and they help each other when they can. They are the fat women nobody wants to see. They have a litter of children between them and they are chanting road trip like a couple of cheerleading fools. That's just uncomfortable. Honestly, I feel like the way that society and people often view and speak about women who are overweight, or even not overweight, but just not some like ideal body shape, is really rude and really condescending and just not appropriate. The only description we've had of Brenda and Jasmine to indicate what they physically look like is that they're fat. And that seems to be the only factor that's deeming them the ones that the guys don't want to pick up and nobody wants to see. You're not worth less depending on your weight. This just comes across as really fat-shaming and horrible and saying that all these things are happening to them, and like the writer sounds really mean towards them, like a couple of cheerleading fools, and like literally the only description we've had, maybe there were descriptions elsewhere, but here the only description we've had is about their weight, and that's horrible. Herring made a swift appraisal of the girl, medium build, early 20s, virgin. How can you determine that from a swift appraisal? And also, if she's in her early 20s, why are they describing her as a girl? I feel like often writers who are not great at writing women avoid the word woman and women and use girl instead, and it just feels very patronising. Anyway, her clothes were secondhand, yet she had an elegant stature that made her poverty endearing rather than repulsive. Professor Herring's fingers twitched to touch the blonde curly hair snaking in and out of the sagging bun at the base of her neck. Professor Herring? Is this like a teacher and a student kind of situation? His fingers twitch to touch her hair. Ew. Sometimes it's difficult to distinguish if the writer has done a bad job at writing a woman, or has written about a woman in a sexist or demeaning way, or if they are writing from a male character's perspective and that's how that character views women. And I would very much want it to be obvious if the way that a woman is being written about in a certain part of a book is the writer or the character's opinion, because I would always hope it's character if they're written like this, and that it's made very clear that that character's view of women is just the Terrier thanked her master and left the bar in the morning of the next day. She began her journey in good spirits, shaking her well-developed breasts with every step. That's one step worse than like they shook with every step, because like at least although unnecessary, when you move, other bits of your body can jiggle, you know, breasts included. But just like, she shook them. Every step she was doing a little shimmy as well to shake them. That's just what it reads. Like the picture that paints in my mind, I don't know if it's what the writer intended, but it is honestly just a little shimmy walk. A deliberate breast jiggle with every step. We trust, I'll tell you what we trust that fouls us up. Roy, it's our goddamn superior intelligence. She glared at her husband, her small, high breasts rising and falling rapidly. We're so smart, Roy. You're doing it right now. God damn you. You're doing it now. Okay, I don't know what this is about. Unnecessary boob description. Why do we need to know, like, the location and, like, what they were doing in this exact moment? Yes, she was breathing rapidly. That's what the writer was trying to say, isn't it? She was taking some breaths in and out. Her chest was rising and falling, as it tends to do when you breathe. But no, we had to hear about the breasts specifically, and not just that they were rising and falling because she was breathing, but that they were small and high. How utterly necessary. When she'd stopped crying, Madeline composed herself before the mirror. Her skin looked blotchy. Her breasts, of which she was normally proud, had withdrawn into themselves as if depressed. Oh god, this is just the subreddit of unnecessary breast mentions. Not only are they brought up in unnecessary situations and described in unnecessary ways, and it's just like, we didn't need to know right now in this moment during this conversation the positioning of her boobs, right? But they're also just described in really strange ways, and often as if they are beings of their own accord, separate from the person they are attached to. No, they have feelings and emotions and movements all independently of the person whose breasts they are. These ones can withdraw into themselves. These are depressed breasts. It's like man writer has gone, this woman is having a difficult time. She is sad. How do I convey her sadness? Crying, blotchy skin, and her breasts. They were also sad. They had withdrawn into themselves. She was normally proud of them, but right now they had just shriveled up and they were crying. The thin girl was gulping down one of Richard's bananas in what was, Richard reflected, the least erotic display of banana eating he had ever seen. You know, that was going to be my breakfast, said Richard. She looked up at him guiltily. My name's Richard, what's yours? That did not make sense. Is her name Richard as well? You are not owed erotic banana eating. That's what this sounds like. The least erotic display of banana eating. How many people have eaten bananas in front of you for you to observe? And she was gulping down one of them. That indicates that she was hungry. I don't think anybody's going to be hungry and eat a banana and think, let's make it sexy. If I were her eating a banana, I would deliberately make it not erotic. Mork, is that how I pronounce it, is a misogynist, of course, and as a result, he's very popular with the weaker sex. There's nothing women find more flattering than being despised. I thought that was starting off well. I thought it was going to be like a male character that was being misogynistic towards women characters, and the author had been like, this dude is misogynistic. That's why he's talking about women in this way. But no, it didn't go that way. It was actually almost writing it as a compliment. He's misogynistic. That's why women love him. Because, the weaker sex. Oh no, that's just disgusting. Nothing women find more flattering than being despised. Let's move away from this. It must be hard for a man to express his feelings, having no bosoms to rise and fall with emotion. The Coffeeville Weekly Journal, Kansas, December 1899. This was 100% a call-out posting about male authors. That's what it feels like. Breasts are the key to emotions. I don't know, maybe balls rise and fall instead. He wraps an arm around her waist and squeezes an arse as firm as a helium-filled balloon. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ, what kind of description of a butt is that? An arse as firm as a helium-filled balloon. I don't know if I'd want somebody to say that my butt felt like air. Your bum, it's lovely. It feels like air in a balloon. Now I can see my reflection in the glazing, poised, passive, my knees together. Who is this woman? She's not what I used to be. Her eyes are as blue as ever, yet sadder. Her face is slightly round and pale, and thinner than it was. She is blonde and tolerably pretty, but also faded and dwindled, a 33-year-old woman with all the girlishness long gone. 33 is not old. Let's not write about women who are in their 30s as if they are like past it. Faded, dwindled, girlishness long gone. I mean, she's a woman, so yes, but at the same time, these other words, tolerably pretty, it's just like indicating that because she's hit her 30s, suddenly, nope, she's faded, past it, gone. The beauty has dwindled. Her figure was too well developed. She was rather like a wonderful French pastry made with far too much butter, too many eggs, mounds of whipped cream and sugar, too rich, soft. But in tight black slacks and a purple sweater, she was definitely an eye-catcher. This person went hard in on the pastry metaphor comparison. I don't know. There's too much butter, too many eggs, too much whipped cream, too much sugar, just too much. This is like somebody being like, I want to describe her figure. I think I kind of know what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to talk about, I like pastry. I will compare her to pastry. Should I be? She asked, raising her eyebrows slightly, even as a part of her wanted to break the eye contact and blush furiously at the singular masculine attention from a very masculine male. This is writing a man badly. Masculine attention from a very masculine male. Was he a man by any chance? And I think we're going to end on that funny one about a man being written a little bit badly. Mostly about the masculine attention from a very masculine male. That's just funny. It's just bad writing. Yeah, if you like this video, think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. Do let me know down in the comments if you like it and if you want to see more, or if there's anything else that you want to see on the channel. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.